like there's no tomorrow.
Welcome to the BingKing podcast.
Okay. All right. I have Jowad here with me. Welcome to my show. This is your third time, yeah?
Man, it's been you
It's been a
improved
long
lot.
time.
It's been a very long time. A
Yeah.
lot of improvement, like
Thank you.
equipment and like having like a nice little light.
I got good lighting. I got good cameras. It's nice.
Man, I've been here since the beginning. Actually,
Since the very
see?
beginning, you were one of my first guests. Correct.
I feel special. Man.
Welcome.
Thank you,
And
Mr. King.
I hear you are opening a new gym. What's it called?
Mahmoudi gym.
Mahmoudi Gym.
Yeah, like
Like your family.
Like my family. Like
Why are you opening a new gym?
Why? Man. Well, first of all, it's because I didn't have shares in the gym I was in.
Yeah.
So basically, it's I think it's just like, I've been there for 6 years. I've always had like, a big community when it comes to Muay Thai.
Yeah.
So it was just like, the next move. I want to be able to give more to the community that's always been supporting me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna help me a lot, like to build something that really lasts. I have good example, for example, like Sarlo,
Yeah.
with Bushido, like build a great community, is very successful, and that's what I want to inspire myself with, like for my own gym basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think something based on community. My family gym was been a big community based gym, so
What's the difference between going from maybe an MMA style type gym to what you're going to do now?
well. There is not much difference, because ultimately my
Yeah.
gym is gonna be an MMA gym.
Okay.
Like
So you're gonna also do BJJ. You're gonna still do some kind of grappling. No BJJ.
no BJJ.
I like it.
Fuck the gi.
I like it.
Yeah, no BJJ. Like,
Okay.
No, I don't work gi. But yeah, definitely grappling toward MMA.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely the goal. Like back home, like in my family gym, we have like Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling.
Yeah.
Like they have jiu-jitsu too actually. But yeah, the goal is gonna be to drift toward MMA. Like what I've been teaching has always been a system, more like of a system, not pure Muay Thai.
Yeah.
So it's going toward the same way. But the main focus on my gym is of course gonna be striking,
Of course.
because that's what I like. And
But I think that when you go from like what we used to have at Absolute, what Bushido has now, the grappling classes always kind of fight for time with the striking classes. Every gym that I've gone to has that problem, unless it's super big, right? I remember the original Absolute.
Yeah.
We had the striking side
Man.
and the grappling side.
exactly, I think that's, unless you have a gym that's that big,
Yeah, you
it's
can't do
always
it.
gonna be an issue.
Correct.
But
So it's always fighting for time.
yeah, definitely. That's the main issue. Like right now, Bushido is great, and it's really fun. But the main issue is, we don't have the space or time to have like more classes, and
Yeah.
that's something you need if you want to have a community that develop. If you have people that try to fight, amateur fight and stuff, you need like 2-3 classes a day.
Yeah.
And for that, you need space, you need time. And I understand that there is other things going on in the gym. It's not a huge gym, so it's gonna be better for them. It's gonna be better for me to be able to have that extra time, extra space for people that really want to learn striking better.
Mm-hmm. But you're going from Bushido, which has a lot of support, right? You have someone who's kind of okay at counting. You have people that are good at managing the groups, managing the memberships. You feel very, I would say if I worked there, I would feel very safe, right? Because you have a support system already built in. And all you have to worry about as an instructor is I have to worry about my people, which is the best part, the most fun part. The accounting, the dealing with the building, all of that stuff sucks. Why are you doing this?
It's boring as fuck. I
Yeah.
agree with that. Like, I'm not good at that. It's boring as fuck. But I think that's where like it's important to know what you're good at,
Yeah.
what you're bad at. And for me, like, I'm definitely gonna ask help to some people that are better than me
Yeah.
in some fields. And I think that's it's part of I think everything you do in life, like martial art, music, like art. If there is someone that can help you because they're better than you at something, it's important that you have the common sense, and you can shut your ego down, so
Yeah.
they can you can actually benefit from their perspective, the thing that they master better than you. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely I have a lot of friends now. I have a lot
You've
of friends
always
now.
had a
I have a lot of friends now. So I know there is a lot of people that are gonna be down to help me. Like I didn't talk about that project yet, like too much to many people, because like it take a bit of time, and I'm still at Bushido right now, and I don't want like to rush those things. So give them a bit of time to organize themselves, find new coaches, etc., and not having people freaking out like I'm leaving.
Right.
But I know a lot of people. The people I talk to are already down to help me, and I'm pretty sure that things are gonna turn out fine.
Okay.
And the last thing is the gym I want to do is more of a community-based gym again.
Yeah.
So people are gonna understand that it's not gonna be as rigid as a commercial gym. Like I'm gonna ask my student and my community for support, and I'm gonna be supporting them too.
Yeah.
So
what do you think is the difference? What's the main difference between? Because you keep saying community based. What do you think is the difference?
So I would say like a community-based gym is something like, do you remember Warzone?
Yeah.
Warzone was a very community-based gym.
I remember.
Like I know, like we talked before, like I slept in the gym.
Yeah.
Like people were sleeping in that gym. That's something that doesn't happen in a commercial gym.
Yeah.
Commercial gym have opening hours, closing hours. You go during these hours and you fuck off when they close the door.
Yeah.
A place was like Warzone. You want to train till 2 a.m. in the morning,
You can do it.
and you can
Everyone
do it.
knows where the key is.
Exactly, that's the idea.
Yeah.
So of course, like it's not going to be that much because I still have to pay the fucking rent.
Yeah.
But I want to have that system where people can access the gym 24/7 if they're members, and they have a place where they can stay if they want to, a place where they can, they can eat, they can stay, they can, we have TVs, like a place where they can chill. Like they have to understand that the goal is for the gym to be like a second home. Like that's what I feel like. For me, the gym is not just a place where you go lift weight and do martial arts. It should be a second home.
I love that.
Especially for sometimes some part of the foreign community, we're all like living away from our family and stuff. You need family. You need people close. And for the native, like for the mainland Chinese, the local Chinese, it's the same thing. Is to be able to have a place where they can feel like they're welcome to. And a lot of people in China, they're not from Shanghai, like they're from other province, and Shanghai is huge, so some of them they are not with their family either. So it's a good way to think like, oh, I belong somewhere. Right. So that's what I want to bring back.
Have you talked to Justin Horn from Refuge about this?
Great. No, I didn't talk to Justin yet.
Yeah.
Great guy, by the way. I really like Justin. Like, really respect what he's doing in Refugee. He's been doing that for a while, like, even with Richie Walsh back in the day, like before Richie signed up to UFC. UFC PI. I work with Richie too there, and he was already doing great things. And a lot of respect for Justin from Refugee, and I'm definitely gonna talk to him when things get official, because I know they have a kick-ass kids program, and they're doing great things. The way Refugee is organized, I think it's one of the best organized gym. And I really appreciate one of the things he does. That actually, he's in my open sparring group. Yeah. Like this group that I built, like I think 4 years ago. And he's very active in it. Like, he make people come to the gym for free on Wednesday night. Yeah. I think 7 p.m. if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember.
You can check it out. But it's good stuff. So he have the same kind of mentality of like trying to bring the gyms together, the community together. Correct. So people can train together, no matter like where you're from, your gym, your affiliation, like not really caring about that, and just like bring good people together to train. And that's something I respect and I like. Yeah.
Justin always talks about the third space, and he learned that, I guess, from wherever he was in Australia when he was back at home. But he talks about a space that isn't work and isn't home, but it cannot be, because home, like you have family there, work is work, but you want to have a comfortable third space. And a lot of people used to have church. Like a lot of Western countries used to have church or some religious place to go and be social. And because there are far less of those spaces, it's become the jiu-jitsu gym, the climbing wall, some place where the bar, right? Or the pub. Like that's where everyone is comfortable, but it's not at work and it's not at home. And we don't have a lot of people that have that third space anymore. So it's really important to have some space where you feel like you belong, but it's not work or home.
I agree. I totally agree with that, man. Like, it's for me again. it's something that especially well. I think the stuff about home is like when you already have a family.
Yeah.
When you're single, etc., it's a bit easier to have like
much easier.
But when you have a family, and a lot of people like they have families in the older expat community,
Yeah.
I really do agree like with that statement. I think it's but that's what we try to do, like bringing people to a place where they can feel themselves, they can find a community where they can exchange, and like they can just be themselves.
Yeah.
And, they can feel safe in the space we are.
I mean, I go to a lot of rock climbing gyms in Shanghai, and my favorite ones are the ones with like a little bit of a social space where you're not really rock climbing. It has like a beanbag chair, a couple sofas. You can just come and chill, and it's okay. Like you don't have to climb if you don't want to, and everyone orders Wai Mai. They come and hang out, and they just spend all day there. They're like, yeah, I'll climb when I have more energy. Right now, I need to relax a little bit. I'm just gonna hang out, and it's amazing. The community just kind of bonds because these people are there. So you can always go, you say hi, hey, how did you climb this? Oh, what are you working on? And everyone really just like kind of bonds together.
I know you, Nathan Will, I know Sian, Aidan, like there is a few of the people I know
We
that
love rock climbing,
are doing rock climbing. It's not something I've been doing much, especially since like I became buffed
You got
and
big.
and like now I'm a bit heavier, so it's harder to do calisthenics. But it's definitely one thing that I can see like a lot of people have very good vibes about rock climbing, and if they keep going, it means like definitely there is something that brings some sort of happiness.
Yeah.
So then that's not related to martial arts, and I think it's a great thing.
But I think it's good for the cross training, right?
I do agree.
That kind of balance. I'm telling you, I tell people the Muay Thai helps me with the rock climbing. Just to get that leg this way and swing across is a middle kick. It's the same movement. It's just sticking your hip into the wall. And a lot of people that haven't done some sort of martial arts, they don't understand the movement. So they're like, why can't I get my hip closer to the wall? They all kind of mix together. The movements are all similar. You just have to kind of figure out where that line is.
So that's why you're not coming to Muay Thai anymore. you got what you needed. Like, I can do rock climbing with that hip. Like, yeah, fuck Muay Thai now. Now I know. Where do you rock climb again?
We rock climb everywhere. But I think it's really my knees. I think I can't. My knees hurt too much after Muay Thai. And so I switched to regular boxing.
How the fuck do you hurt your knees in Muay Thai?
I don't know. I think on my pivoting, it's the pivot just hurts my knee.
You have to do more like a kickboxing style kick then.
Oh, yeah?
No pivot, plant, knife.
It's just the pivoting hurts my knees.
So you're going to have to come
class.
to my knees. You have to come to my gym at some point. Like,
Yeah.
give it another try. And you let me know, like, if I fixed your problem.
Okay. Because I've been doing just regular boxing these days.
Boxing is good.
Yeah.
Like,
because I don't
from
have
the
to
hips.
I don't have to get too high up. I don't have to swing my legs as much. It's just stay pretty planted. And it feels at least better for my lower body. So that's what I've been doing.
You need to squat more too.
Dude.
Back to training. Real training.
Dude, I'm telling you, squatting, I only do body weight squats now. I do a little bit of weighted squats, but mostly just reps of body weight squats. And it's helped tremendously.
Because of your knees?
Yeah, with my knees.
You know what's crazy is like I used to have pain in my knees, and
Yeah.
when I started to train strength conditioning,
Right.
proper strength conditioning,
So
no
like
pain.
you squat heavy now.
Heavy, I'm still weak as fuck, so I'm like stuck at like 142 reps.
Yeah.
So I'm still like squatting like a bitch, but
you go ass to grass.
I will lower than 90
Lower
degrees,
than
but
90.
it's getting better. Like I could not squat like 8 months ago. I could not squat at all.
Oh yeah.
Like literally, like I didn't have the technique, and my knees were hurting like a bitch.
Yeah.
And with the SNC, like it just like fixed my problem.
I'm telling you, I believe that as you hit 30, you need to do more strength and conditioning than you need to do skills.
Yeah, you do need some SNC, definitely.
You
Yeah,
look at the
most
jiu-jitsu people, and all of them are injured because they don't do any SNC.
It's a bad example because jiu-jitsu people are mostly lazy as fuck. Like it's true, they're weak, they're fat, and they're lazy. It's like most of them, like it's true, like they find their niche doing jiu-jitsu, they get in their comfort zone, and then they never want to step out of it.
Yeah.
Because they feel safe.
Yep.
Instead of like challenging themselves and be like, okay, I need SNC, I need to look at all of the guys at high level.
They all do it.
They all, well, first
But
of all,
they're all
they're all on
steroids.
juice.
Yeah.
Exactly, they're all on juice.
Yeah.
And they're all training like, their ass off because they understand like you need to get like strength conditioning to be part of like, to to make this work, especially a sport as traumatic as jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like there is so many injuries that happen, like, you know, your shoulders, your knee,
Spine.
when you have like, you know, your lower back, when you have like a bit more, you know, like how to say that, when your body's a bit more toned, when you have a bit more mobility and strength in your joints, well, it's easier to get off, like, you know, scot-free in a situation where you would have been injured, like, or dislocated something, for example, in a roll.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite important that people understand that this is part of their martial arts too.
But
and
my friends will always tell me, then I don't know what to train, right? Do I start going to the gym? Do I start doing mobility? Do I start doing strength? There's so many things now, and there's so many disciplines that it's hard to know where to start now.
So that's where I put like my WeChat contact and my number. Like you can reach me like if you need strength conditioning.
I'll put it in the left. I'll put it in the
exactly, just put the information.
But I agree. Like it's so hard now.
I totally agree with you, man. Yeah. That's why people again we need to understand, like, you know, check their ego and try to think, okay, I need to speak with someone that's better than me in that field. For me, for example, you know me before a while now, I was doing a lot of calisthenics.
Yep.
But I was training alone. And when I started to work at UFCPI, I met a lot of other professionals, and I met Gavin Pratt, like that's now the head of SNC in UFCPI Las Vegas.
Yeah, Gavin's great.
And this guy's my partner, like on that stuff. Like when I have my clients, like that need strength conditioning, I get all the information. Gavin is making my program, and then like boom. So all of my clients have like programs that are like world class, according to what they need. Like they have like a blow up knee, or they want to do this, they want to do that. They have all the answers. So you just, I think, need to find a coach. Not any coach, but a proper strength and conditioning coach, and not just like a fitness coach.
Yeah.
A lot of people like that work in commercial gym are fitness coach, and they're not strength and conditioning coach.
Okay, I agree with that.
So I think you need to find a very good strength conditioning coach, someone that really knows his craft. Take the program that you're doing, see a physio. So basically you can compare like what your physio is going to tell you. That's what I tell my clients too.
Yeah.
If they have physio, if they have any kind of injury, give them a program, talk with the physio, make sure like you have green light on both sides, and then start training. And then it's just a matter of like consistency, having a coach that's with you, that's know the movement and help you to make sure like everything is fine. But it's basically a teamwork. Like one person that don't know where to start need to involve like someone, like 2 or 3 people in that loop in the beginning, and then like after usually 2-3 months, most of your issues are fixed actually with SNC.
Especially if you're an athlete, but you have to consider how many people are actual athletes. You know, most people they go to work, they really only have, let's say, 3 times a week that they can go and do something.
That's enough.
And 3 times a week has to also include the jiu-jitsu or the Muay Thai.
Story.
And then they also have to do the SNC on top of their skills. SNC is not fun, okay?
No,
it's
sucks.
the least fun part of the training.
Sucks.
But everyone just wants to do the fun stuff. They want to do the skills part.
Perimolo.
Yeah. They want to climb, they want to jump onto the wall. And they forget that the SNC, even though it's boring, even though it's painful, it's important.
Yeah, okay. In that case, I agree with you. It's totally true. But then it's just a matter of like, I think people have time. It's just like, how do they manage their time? Too. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, like, if you have kids, for example, your kids go to school at 7.
Yeah.
Okay, you put them in school at 7. You start your work at 9. From 7:30 to 9, you have 1 hour to do something.
You're kind of open.
You can you finish work at 6. Let's say you have to. You can always fit 30 minutes or 45 minutes of training.
I agree.
It's just a matter of like consistency, planning. It might take 2 to 3 weeks to plan yourself in a way where it become like, you know, a routine, like, you know, with trial and error. But if you're really into it, you can find time.
I agree.
You can sleep like 7 to 8 hours a night and still being able to be productive. But then, of course, you're going to have to sacrifice some stuff, like going to, I don't know, the bar, for example. Like, you know, you're going to give up on some other type of activities so you can focus on yourself.
Yeah.
And not everyone is going to be willing to make that sacrifice because, again, you give something fun, something social to put work on yourself. So a lot of people, I think, are fast to find excuses to avoid like this kind of situation.
I think everyone's looking for an excuse not to do strength
Everyone,
and
man.
conditioning.
Not even strength and conditioning. Everyone try to find like easy way out of everything. It's
Yeah.
normal. It's a human nature. You're
So-
always gonna try to find the path of least resistance.
So are you guys going to have S&C classes at the new gym?
Hell yeah! I need to pay my rent.
Yeah? Dude, that stuff's so important.
Well, two things. I think SNC again, and the more like I've been training SNC and learning through my colleagues and stuff, and the more I realize like I used to be weak as fuck. I thought I was strong. I was not. Like the you know what's fun is like the first time I went to PI to do MMA sparring. In striking, I was just like whoop your ass, whoop your ass, whoop your ass. And then MMA sparring came, and then like the guy went into like grabbing me like for takedown, and I was like I'm gonna shake him off. I didn't.
No.
I didn't shake shit. He shook me off.
Yeah.
He just like I couldn't stop the takedown. He just put me on the ground, and then I was like, fuck. Tried to get up, kept me down, and just like start raining punches, and I was like,
This sucks.
that sucks.
Yeah.
And after training like SNC for like a year, the guy tried to take me down, and I was like, fuck that. You're not gonna take me down anymore.
Yeah.
And I could see a huge difference. Those guys like they're just like so strong. Thanks to SNC, of course, taking the stuff, but SNC helps so much. It's a big difference. So this and the last part too is a lot of my clients are people that are like CEOs or people that work as executive that are middle-aged men, I guess, between 35 to 60s.
Sure.
And those guys like they play tennis, they do golf, they do other type of sports, and they want to perform better. They want to feel better. They want to, people start to get older sometimes.
Yeah.
They want to stay, in a proper physical shape. Like if you look at someone like Matt, for example.
Yeah.
Matt is like in his 40s.
I know.
He's super strong.
He's so strong.
But he's been doing SNC for like now 4 years, I think. He's been training with Kurt Osiander. That's one of friend of Gavin Pratt too. Really good, nice guy. Australian guy, super nice. If Kurt see this, like hello Kurt. So he's been training with Kurt for like 4 years, and you can see a big difference. He's a strong man, even though he's not on the younger side. Of the he's not super young anymore, but he's very strong.
Yeah.
And healthy.
Even when you go to like a good coach, I think it's like you said, it's important to get that physio aspect too. Because I have so many friends that play golf and tennis, like you say. Anything with a racket, it throws off your balance. Because now you're swinging in one direction all the time. Full power in one direction. And it throws off your entire spine. And then you have to, I'm not doing the other direction at all. And you need to figure out how to rebalance all of your muscles again. It's hard.
These 11 guys, that got surgery, man. There's some people that have surgery that
Tiger
have,
Woods fucked up his back. Keep
Yeah.
swinging one way.
But he was swinging both ways. Like he was swinging Tiger was. I think he was just swinging too much. That's the problem with Woods. He was just swinging it too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Like people get injured and stuff. It's good to have training, because look, you go to commercial gym and you see these coaches giving some crazy workout to some people. They don't even know them. They don't know if they have some impingement somewhere, if they have pinch nerve, and they just do the same generic workout to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell me I have a slip disc, etc., I don't have the knowledge to know exactly what this slip disc, for example, the movement I'm gonna make you do, is it gonna make it worse, if it's gonna make it better? I didn't study for 8 years. You know what I mean, I didn't work with people with this kind of issue. So you need to get professional that's gonna tell you, okay, the client have a slip disc, that's his program. And then physio or this kind of doctor is gonna take the program and be and again, physio that are sports physio,
correct,
not just random physio. I saw horrible physio. Sports physio that are used to athlete and be check, okay, green lights, that's perfect, that's gonna cover your rehab, and then you're gonna be able to train injury free.
Yeah.
So I think
what if this problem, someone who has a slip disc comes to Muay Thai? Are you able to change the Muay Thai program more for him, it's hard.
I'm gonna tell him like ask your physio. That's what we're doing. Ask your physio if Muay Thai is a sport that's okay for you, and if not, like you have any type of issue, well, you're not gonna do some of the technique. You're gonna stick to punching, to the movement that prevent you from being injured. I think it's just a matter of like always ask your members and the people like want to train.
Yeah.
What is their medical history? Because
what's your situation right now?
Well, exactly. This way, like you can't have them improve. Otherwise, you're just like walking in the dark, man.
You're asking for an injury at some point.
Yeah, and some of this injury can be a bit like, for example, if you have like heart issue.
Yep.
I don't want to be like fucking pumping on someone's chest like, like to bring you back like.
Yeah.
Worst case, we're gonna have a fridge in the gym, so you can always find a situation like But I'd rather avoid that.
Me too. I mean, it's so hard to know because a lot of people don't go to the doctor. A lot of people don't know their actual state of health right now.
It's true.
So it's good to have those stats in front of you. Go get your checkup every year. That stuff everyone should be doing. But most of my friends are not. And they just jump right in and they're like, "Oh, I could probably do this." And you don't know. Yeah, probably not. Like what's your previous exercise history? Nothing. Oh, good luck. Like everyone just thinks they're going to be good at something until they do it.
Yeah.
And then like, "Oh, this is way harder than I
They
thought."
got a reality check.
Yeah. Huge reality check. Like every time I bring a new person into jiu-jitsu, they're like, "Oh, I can do this. Like I'm kind of fit." No. You're not this kind of fit. You might be good at running, you might be good at, but you're not this kind of fit. It's different. Just like Muay Thai fit is not jiu-jitsu fit.
Man, you just remind me of like crazy memories. Like when I was a kid and I was training in my family gym.
Yeah.
Every new year, like around September, we have like new people, like the new year start.
Okay.
For the gym, for the sports, the sport year basically.
Okay.
From September to September, or September to
that's what it is. Okay.
from September to August. And we had like a lot of new people, and my father would always tell people like, "Oh, for the first 2 months, like it's free. Like we take your check, but we don't
cash it.
We don't cash it. We give you 2 months."
Yeah.
And people were like, "Why?"
Yeah.
And well, the training in the first 2 months was like hard, like really hard physically, like a lot of cardio and stuff. And we had like firefighters, like people that would come and be like, "Yeah, it's gonna be okay." And my father was like, "No, it's gonna be hard. So we see if you can survive the 2 first months, and then if you want to stay, no problem. If you want to leave at any point, it's okay. We give you back your money." And like, and man, I saw guys like collapsing in the gym and like just like,
I've seen that shit too.
dragging on the side, like with a bit of water, like So no, definitely. I think every new experience, when you try something new, is good to take it again without that big ego thinking like, I can do everything.
Right.
Take it in a humble way, because otherwise you're gonna get humble.
Yeah. Real quick.
Real quick.
Yeah.
And grappling is a pain in the ass. It sucks.
Yeah.
Like wrestling, especially jiu-jitsu, kind of okay. Like you can be lazy. That's why they're fat. But wrestling and stuff, wow, that's another beast,
dude.
That's another thing.
I've been taking Justin's class, his advanced jiu-jitsu on Mondays, and it is hard because it's all wrestling. It's wrestling for jiu-jitsu. That's what he's teaching. And at the end of class, everyone's just like passed out on the ground.
Everything like clinching.
Yeah.
Clinching is one of the hardest part of Muay Thai. Clinching is hard as fuck. It's everything that's grappling
it's static.
related.
It's just like that.
And you hold and you
everything.
grind and you
It's not fun.
It's definitely not fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how Turkish oil wrestling is though.
Oh, terrible. It cannot be good. There's no way anyone.
But I know like real wrestling and stuff, it's grinding. It's very hard. Very hard.
That's why I like your class. Like your class, first 15, 20 minutes of warm-up, and a lot of people can't handle just warm-up. Like a lot of people will come into Muay Thai and just be like, "Oh, that's just warm-up? I thought we were done." Because just the 10 jumps. 10 jumps.
Pyramid
1 to 10.
is hard.
That's hard.
Yeah, pyramid is hard.
But I think that's important. Like if you don't have that base, What makes you think you're ready for the rest?
Yeah, no, definitely the base of fitness I think is important, and people struggle in the beginning and then they get better. Like after a few weeks, they're like, oh, okay, now I can.
Now I can do it. Yeah.
But that's the reason why I don't do the warm up with you guys. I do it and I'm like, yeah, 1 to 10, yeah, 1, and then 2, yeah, 2 times. Yeah, I keep going. That's why I don't do it. Like, fuck that. I think I'm stupid.
It's hard.
Yes, of course it's hard.
It reminds me. I used to go hang out with Jing from Cherry Bomb, and Jing is known for his hard warm ups. A lot of the jiu-jitsu people don't like his class and won't take his class because the warm ups are brutal. They're like 50 burpee level, just keep going. And a lot of people are like, I came to learn skills. And he's like, no, I'm going to make you guys fit. Like, his train of thought is, if you don't have the ability to get through my warm-up, I've brought friends and they've thrown up. They've just left.
I think it's not a good approach, to be honest. Like, you see, that's why my warm-up is like, I tell people, like, you do what you can.
Yeah.
Don't push yourself too hard. Like, if you want to challenge yourself, you can. But otherwise, like, if you need to take a break, you take a break.
Yeah.
Like, because people, I understand that they come to train skills.
Yeah.
If they want to get put through the grinder, then, like, I'm going to tell them, okay, we have an advanced class, or we have something specific, some conditioning, where you're going to be, like, you're gonna die. Like, but otherwise, like, especially for a warm-up, the goal is, like, to warm up. It's not to waste you to the point where it's going to be hard for you to focus on the rest of the training. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's a good approach. I would rather do a finisher. Like, you know, if you want to really kill people, well, you do the light warm-up, you do the training, and then you do a finisher. Yeah. They already learned the skills, or we work on the skills. And then, like, you just, like, kill them in the end. Right. But killing people right in the beginning, some people are going to be, for example, they're going to have hypoglycemia. Yeah. Try to focus on when you cannot speak. Yep. It's like you have trouble speaking, like your slurry speech and stuff. Yeah. So I think it's counterproductive. Finish them if you want, like Mortal Kombat style. Yeah. But for the warm-up, I think it's just about getting used to put your body into movement, learning some type of skills. Like in the warm-up, for example, I don't like dumb warm-up that's just like movement for movement, like burpees. For me, a good warm-up is going to involve like some type of skills. Yep. Like that's why we do like ladder drill, for example. Yep. Ladder drill, like, you know, some of the movement, like we're going to repeat, like the tip, the knees, like that's still going to bring your cardio up. But I think it had to be skill related. So people can get warm, get a bit tired, but without being too wasted and still get some type of skills in the mix. Even for people that like just going to do the warm-up and then like you're still going to learn something.
As much as I think that that's what everyone is doing now, and I agree, it's good to have the skills in the warm-up. I also think that little bit of hard training in the beginning, it lets you know this is not going to get easier. Like his students, his good students, are tough. They're just hard men, and they're just like, no, like we do this every day. Every day is just his workouts are 3 hours. Like it's a 3-hour class.
So that's the thing too. In our case, in most of our cases, we are commercial gym. Correct. We're a commercial gym. So the stuff with my family gym is like, didn't give a fuck. They're not a commercial gym. Yeah. The like we talked before in the podcast, like the yearly fee was like 700 RMB. Yeah. For 1 year of training. Yeah. Like, it's amazing. It's not the price of one of my PT. Like, so it's like 700 RMB, like, you know, for 1 year. They didn't give a fuck about money. Like, they just wanted people that come, like, you know, train hard and fight. Correct. Here, we're still, like, you know, trying to cater to a wide range of clients, people that never trained before, for example, like I said before. So you want to bring that intensity step by step for those people. Yeah. That's why we have like more advanced class where you can put them through hell right away. Yeah. Like, do you remember in Absolute MMA I had like an advanced class? I remember. And it was hard. Like, it was hard. Yeah. But the beginner's class was always like, you know, the round I'm doing like much more relaxed. Like, and I think that's what you need. You want to make warrior? Fine, get an advanced class. Yeah. You're gonna put people through the grinder. They're gonna get tough as fuck. Remember, I was taking people to do outdoor training. Yes. Like, you know, sprints around the track. Like, that's what you want to give people that are more serious, that are already fit. Yeah. But if I do that to first timers, no way. they will never come back. They're
Yeah.
gonna curse me and they're gonna be like, yeah, they might sue me, like, for trying to kill them.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like, you might, like, look, Raphael, like, if you want to push yourself, like, we had guys like shitting themselves on the pads
Yeah.
because they push so much and they don't want to quit that, like, bowel movement.
Yeah.
But you don't want to push people like that for beginners, especially if you are operating a commercial gym.
Correct.
So I agree with you. It's good to have that so we can have some tough students and stuff.
Yeah.
But I would keep that for people that already have some type of experience and a base of fitness.
It's good to have both. I
It's
agree.
good to have both. You need both.
You need both.
You need
I-
both.
I
It's not
agree.
even good. You need both. If you don't have both, well, your jiu-jitsu gym is going to be like a Nutella jiu-jitsu.
I agree.
Like what the
Because
Brazilian call.
all of the new people come in and look at the hard people and they're like, I want to be like that. I want to be like that guy because that guy's tough as shit. That guy's tough as nails. And it gives all of the new people something to kind of aspire to like push them
Yeah,
as
look
well.
up to. Definitely.
If you don't have those people at the gym and everyone's kind of white belt level, that's not fun. Like
But-
nobody wants to be here.
The second thing is like, and I think it's quite important, is like you cannot, all those people that are hardcore are not necessarily like the best example for the beginners sometimes because they can be too much.
Oh.
People look at me, they're not gonna be like, oh, I want to be like Jowad, like screaming like a demon and vein everywhere. Like you saw me in summer, like that's too much. They
Yeah.
need to look at people that are like in between.
Oh.
People that are like,
So
they're
like
not
blue
at the
belt, purple
level.
belt level.
Blue belt, exactly.
Yeah.
White usually, you cannot identify as a black belt right away because, well,
It's too far.
it's too far.
Yeah.
You need to get something that you can identify to where you're like, oh, he's better than me, but I could get there. Compared to a black belt level,
Yeah.
for example, where you're like, no.
Yeah.
Or this intensity of stuff where you're like, I cannot do that. Like that would kill me.
Yeah.
You need to have some people that are in between that. And those people are very inspiring, especially since you don't need much to get to that kind of level, intermediate level. You need like 6 months to training and you can be at that level where you're like, okay, in terms of skills and in terms of like of health, I'm at that level now.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's good to have both.
So right now we've done a little bit of time and we're going to do a little bit of MMA, we're going to do S&C, there's going to be normal class, and then there's going to be advanced class. What else is in there that we're missing? Is that it?
I think that's it. Then it's just a lot of community stuff. Like, I have a big family, a big family name. Like our gym is like this year, actually 2024. My family gym opened like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So
That's-
it's 40 years ago. Thanks,
40
man.
years is so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a real legacy, and all my family is gonna come. My family gym,
cool.
my father, my uncle, my brother, and our fighters. A lot of our fighters are gonna come in Shanghai this year.
Yeah.
For the grand opening and stuff. We're gonna make seminars. We're gonna make big stuff happening. We're opening a gym in Phuket too, Wicked One Gym.
Nice.
So it's gonna be a triangle between like France, Thailand, and China, basically.
Yeah.
So crazy big things happening, a lot of events. The goal is gonna be to have all those things and making a lot of events, a lot of things for our members.
Yeah.
We want stuff to move. Like there will be MMA, grappling. I almost said jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
MMA, grappling, striking, like
Yeah.
SNC. And then the last thing that's more important is like all the community stuff we're gonna bring for our people.
Dude.
Like bringing fighters, bringing like athletes to come and give some seminars, classes for like a few weeks, so they can teach some other type of skills. Like since I have my skills, I want some other guys to come and be like, okay, they're really good with boxing, or they're very good with the clinch.
Yeah.
Those guys are gonna come like for 3 weeks and give like maybe 2 or 3 classes a week. This way students can like have something new coming from them. Having like this kind of like barbecue, like fight nights, watching fight nights in the gym, like because we have the very active, we have a lot of active fighters. So I have to go to Thailand quite a bit, like sometimes to corner people. Like for example, I'm going to Thailand next by the end of this month, around the 26th or 27th, till the 7th of April, because one of my friend from my gym, Nicolas Alexis Barbosa, is fighting for the title of One Championship.
Nice.
It's not out yet,
Okay.
but it should be out by the moment this come out. So
Okay.
he's fighting for the title, so I will be in Thailand.
Congratulations.
Thank you. People from the gym, I think, are gonna be in the gym watching the fight. So we want to have like all the really the real community stuff being the pillar of our gym, man.
Yeah.
I think that's what's important.
I understand that you're doing this because you need more control over what you can teach, what you can do. You ever worry that, I don't know if you're going to be the only coach at this new gym.
I won't.
I find that students end up following coaches and not gyms.
Yeah.
You know,
true.
everyone's like, I like this coach. It's not the gym that attracts me. It's always the coach that really inspires me. So when coaches leave, it's always they take a bunch of members away.
Yeah.
And like that sucks for the gym owner more than, you know, being a coach is great. But being a gym owner is very difficult because if you lose a coach, you lose a lot of revenue.
Yeah, I agree.
Like what's going to happen, you know, for the students over at Bushido right now?
So the thing with Bushido, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
There's a few things with Bushido. Actually.
Okay.
The first thing is Bushido never had striking.
Yeah, it did. You were striking.
I brought striking to Bushido.
Oh, yes. Correct.
There was no striking before I came.
Correct. I agree with that.
So all the people that came, it's not like I came and then I took anything from them.
Right.
So that's something like I build the community, I build the class, I build the program. I sponsored with my partner all the equipment.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
all the Wicked One
bags,
stuff, yeah.
All the Wicked One stuff. The railing system, the bags, the floor, like it's quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
So it's stuff that I'm gonna leave to Bushido. I'm not gonna take it away from them.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep doing Muay Thai when I'm gonna leave. Like, you know, they're gonna have some other coaches, probably some Thai guys, or I don't really care. It's not my problem. There is no conflict around me. So people that I brought to that gym, some people might stay. Some people shift to jiu-jitsu or doing both. Some people might stay in Bushido. It's great for them. As long as they're happy what they're doing and where they're training, that's what matters the most at the end of the day. As a coach, you don't own people. No. I hope I can inspire people into changing their life in a positive way, but I don't own them. If they feel like they're comfortable by my side training and like, you know, what I can bring to them and they decide to follow me, that's amazing. Yeah. I'm very happy, like, you know, I can be a positive influence for them. But if they decide like, oh, I want to stay somewhere else and I will see you outside, but I don't train in your gym, it's fine too. As long as it brought some type of happiness and it brought some type of like positive thing in their life and it changed their life for the better, man, who cares? So I still think like a good 70%, maybe 80% of the Bushido striking people are gonna leave. Yeah. Just because like Bushido again, it's a jiu-jitsu gym and like I don't know who they're gonna bring, but he's not gonna be as good as me. So. It's true. No, it's true. Like you know me for a long time now. Like I'm very serious about what I do, and I really try to do as good as possible about my students, and I really try to bring as much quality as possible. I always try to perfect myself so I can give the best to my students. Yeah. And I don't know anyone. I don't know many people that have this kind of approach in their craft, that always try to be better, look better, and bring like, you know, the best to their people. I don't look at the time I work. As long as, you know, people are getting better and I can help them, I'm happy. So yeah, but I think some people are gonna stay there. Yeah, and it's a good thing, because
I think, even though I agree, a lot of the striking people stay striking, but there's people like Jimmy Cole who does a little bit of both, you know, and then there is the overlap, and so then they have the really difficult choice of, man, I really want to go, I also really want to stay. Which one do I like more? Like,
should I stay or should I go now?
Man, it's hard. It's a hard decision.
Look, it's just a gym. I think it's not a hard decision. It's not like a divorce. It's not like, you know, you have kids and the dog.
It's a little bit like a divorce.
It's because, you know, there is too much gym politics.
Correct.
I think there is too much. You know, I've always been a big advocate of like uniting the gym together.
I know.
Back in the first podcast, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
I've always been trying to unite things together. Well, of course, it didn't went as I planned, because people are assholes and they have their ego and stuff. But my idea has always been uniting the gyms. Yeah. Uniting, like making a place. That's why I made the sparring community.
Correct.
Go to everywhere, accept anyone from any gym. Just come, train. I don't give a fuck who you train with, who you are, your religion, like what you believe in, the spaghetti monster, or like, I don't care. come, put the gloves on, spar, train, have fun, be a good person. So as long as people keep that in their mind, that I don't give a fuck where they train, what they do, that if you want to train with me, you train with me, that's great. If you don't want, you just want to come and spar, and that's fine. They don't have to make a decision, and they need to remember that coaches don't own them, they own the coach. Like at the end of the day, like you own the coaches. Like I live thanks to people paying me.
You're there to serve them.
I'm in the service industry.
Correct. I agree with that.
I'm not a guru, like, you know. The thing with grappling sometimes is like, since they give belt, they have this sense of like, oh, my master, like, you know, salute the Gracie, like, and I want my next belt. If I'm not in a good term with my coach, like, you know, and I don't like polish him, he's not gonna give him like my next belt. And I think it's sad, man.
It's a little culty.
It's super cultish.
Yeah.
It's super cultish, man. But that's what happened when you give, like, you know, nerds and people that will be again losers in life normally, like some type of like extra power, because they're just good at one thing they do.
Yeah.
And they have people looking up to them. Like they're not used to that in their life. Like you traveled, you had parties and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of those people, unfortunately, they never really lived. So now that they have like a new fame because of sports, sometimes they just go crazy. Either way, they're super unborn and great people, or they just go crazy cultish.
Yeah.
So as long as people remember that coach is there to serve them and they don't owe anything to the coach, I think things are fine, man.
Yeah.
It should not be as awkward as how people make it.
It's hard, you know, because I see this all the time. I see my friends get into a new sport and then they get a coach and the coach helps them so much and they just feel so indebted to the coach, and they're just like, it's great. Yes, the coach led you and they've made you more fit. You've gotten better at your sport. You should feel some kind of appreciation, but you don't owe your life to this person. Like,
hey, thank you.
It's just a part of your life. Like, you can do other things. Yes, there should be appreciation because, honestly, they put you in a good direction. That should be valued. But also consider you're not, you know, world champion here. We're not, like, this is not your livelihood.
So, look, I think there is two ways of saying this.
Yeah.
I think someone, for example, I'll give you two very simple examples. In my family gym, we have people that, like, literally were, like... world champion, but they started as like fucking like drug dealers or criminals or people that like
boxing
broken families, parents not there, like, you know, grew up in, and those kids were training for free, like, you know, training for free, having a place to study, having a place to train, having a place to change your fucking life.
Yeah,
these kind of people, like, you know, they must, like, you know, you owe the gym because your life is like, you will have been a fucking crackhead, or you might be dead.
Yeah.
So you owe the coach, you owe the coach, you owe the gym, and that's something that's fact. But it's a different story. And again, it's like you owe, but like up to a certain extent, like, you know, you still work for it. But you owe people, like you owe your parents. Yeah. The same type of way you owe your parents, the same way. For commercial gym, no one did it out of goodwill. If you came to my gym and be like, hey, train Muay Thai, like teach me Muay Thai, and like and I will pay you with smile, and I'm not gonna do anything for you. You help me, but I don't help you.
That doesn't work.
No. Yeah. It's either way service. It's either way you either way gonna pay me with a service or with cold hard cash. Yeah. It's one or the other. So yes, coach can help you to get better, but you gave something in return. Either way, you gave service by giving me, for example, I know some type of marketing or some type of skills that I could not do. Yeah. And it's just an exchange of service. We're both like, you know.
It's an exchange.
It's an exchange.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna pay me, and because you pay me, I'm gonna help you improve your skills. Right. So you don't owe me anything. You don't have to be like, oh, grateful. You pay me for that.
Should be a little bit grateful though.
I know, but to a certain extent.
I know.
I mean, of course there is a bit of grateful.
Yeah.
Because like it's not just like money, and that's the point behind community. Yeah. But you paid for that, so you can be grateful, but it doesn't have to go past to a certain point.
I agree.
You're not in the situation of like, again, like kids that are like, I don't have anything and this guy did everything for me. Like the Enbo gym, for example. The kids from Enbo. Yeah. Orphans. like, have nothing, and the guy take them, like, mafia guy take them under the wing and like help them and make them fighters.
Yeah.
And some of those kids now are like in big leagues like the UFC and stuff. When
It's
they would have
incredible.
become some farmers or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I think about Rongju and stuff. So yeah, those guys, I'm pretty sure they're very grateful toward that gym.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same kind of situation than people like us, like people like most of people in Shanghai that are working in
Yeah.
good jobs. If you can afford housing in Shanghai, like in city center,
You're probably doing okay.
you're probably doing okay.
Yeah.
You're probably doing okay.
I was talking to Alicia a while back, and she was saying how in New York, boxing used to be like what you said. Like, it used to save lives. There used to be people that were really like on their way down the drain, and boxing saves them. But now she was like, boxing's become a rich kid sport. Like, it's really for the rich people now. Gloves are so expensive, all of the equipment, and she's just like, there's no more like community part of it anymore.
I think it's for the equipment stuff. You can always find cheap stuff. You can always make stuff. It's just about like, where do you train?
Yeah.
Are you teaching? Is your gym is like the big suburb where it's nice, or is it in the fucking ghettos? It depends what you. Look. It depends on what are you looking for teaching boxing. You're looking to make money, or you're looking to like be a good Samaritan and help people. Because you cannot do both. You cannot do both. It's impossible. You cannot mix oil and water anyway. Like you cannot like open like a gym in a ghetto and expect like fancy people that make like X amount like to come. And you cannot like open in a Silicon Valley and expect like hood rats to be able to come.
Yeah.
It's two different worlds. So it really depends of like what are you trying to achieve. If you expect like poor kid to come in a gym that you open like somewhere that's not it's not in their circle, well, it doesn't make any sense. So you have to target your audience well. Like for example, for my family gym, like they target the audience like it was in the middle of it's in the middle of hell basically. So we're here, like I target my audience well. Like I'm in Shanghai.
Yeah.
I'm opening like for people that obviously have situations. If I wanted to open something like to help community, I would move to a very poor place in China. So I think you get what you're looking for at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You cannot be surprised that it's a rich people sports. No, it's a rich people sports because of where you open your gym and what you're targeting.
Just can't. But it's just so hard to survive when you do it for charity.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like you have to get some side hustle. If you do it for charity, you need some side hustle. It cannot be your job. It's just something that you do out of your heart. That's why I told you for my family gym, it was like 700 kwai for a year.
Yeah.
It's not to make money.
Can't be.
It cannot be to make money. It's because you have a dream. You want to make people like grow up. You want to have fighters. You want to have champions. But that's something that you lose time, energy, and money in it, and it's something that you understand.
Okay.
You do it willingly.
So you've seen both sides. You've seen, the poorer side, and you've seen the kind of bougie side. I've always found that my wealthier friends are less loyal. They're far less loyal. They always end up not really sticking around. And Shanghai's a hard place to really build a community, what you said over and over. People come to Shanghai and then they come 2 years, they leave.
Yeah.
What's the answer to that? Like, it's so hard to build a stable community in such a
it's super
difficult city to
it's super
build
hard.
in.
I don't know how many
building on
people.
sand.
I don't know how many people I have since the day of Warzone, man.
Yeah.
I think
Not many.
The oldest one was Maya, and now she's doing pole dance.
Yeah.
Like she have like friends and stuff. Like a lot of people left, and now she's doing something else. But like most of people that we met, like in the
very beginning,
they're gone.
They're gone.
But I think it's because Shanghai is a place of like it's a transitional place. It's not a place where people stay.
Yeah.
It's a people stay for X years and then they move. China is like that for foreigners most of the time.
For a lot, yeah.
So.
But even the Chinese people. Like I have Chinese friends that they come here, and then they make a couple of bucks, and then they bail.
I think it's a matter of like at the end of the day, everyone is trying to live, trying to succeed, trying to So you cannot be stuck to one place. Like I had this thing when I was younger, when I was feeling like I was stuck to my city because my family gym was there. And I was like, fuck, my parents, my dad at some point is gonna stop, and I have to be there. I have to make the gym alive. And I realized that was in a way like, you know, like I was imprisoning my mind, and that's, you know,
Limiting yourself.
Yeah, limiting myself. And like, you know, I moved and I realized like, yeah, Mahmoudi gym, my family gym can be anywhere. I am Mahmoudi.
Yeah.
I'm Mahmoudi. Like my brother, me and my brother are the two Mahmoudis, like, you know, that basically can make the gym anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's me, it's my name. So for Shanghai, I think it's kind of the same thing. Some people realize like I'm here now, but I want to do something else. I should not be a prisoner of like that space, and then they leave. And if that helped them to grow into a better person and get closer to their goal, it's amazing. Like, so you don't do this expecting people to stick.
Yeah.
You do this expecting to be able to influence their life in a positive way for a set amount of time, and hoping that they will carry that with them in their life even when they leave. And then like that help you to keep friends that are all around the world. Like I have friends all over the world.
Me too.
People that, you know, I met for like 1 month. I didn't see them in 10 years, but I still talk with them. I still know what they are, what they're doing, and I'm happy and supporting them.
Yeah.
It's the same for you. So it's the difference. Like in place like my city, where people have limited access to resources and education, like, you know, not everyone speak English and stuff. They're stuck in that place not because they want to be stuck there, but because like they have to be in a way.
Yeah.
I'm kind of conflicted with that, because I believe if you want to change your life, you can, and you just have to leave. And I have this example, like I saw this over and over again, where people just like left.
Yeah.
And they learn to speak a new language and they change their life. But for a lot of them with their family there and stuff, they're kind of stuck to that city because they didn't have that click of like, oh, I don't have to be a prisoner of that place. So that's why they're sticking there for like sometimes generation. They don't move.
I have friends like that too.
But
it does limit them.
Yeah.
But I went home for Chinese New Year, and I saw some of my friends from home, and it made me try to think from their point of view. Maybe they just found what they like, and they've stuck with it for years, and I'm still looking, you know? Like, maybe they knew, like, they were like, high school girlfriend, that's my girl. I don't need any more. This is the one. This is the city I'm staying in. They were like, I found what I wanted early, and this is it. And some of them, they might not have seen the world, but they're fucking happy.
Béni soit les simples d'esprit. Like, blessed be like the simple-minded.
Agree.
You don't have
ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. Exactly, ignorance is bliss. If this is what they find, like, you know, like that's what bring happiness to them, and like in their world and in their understanding of the world, that's what make them happy.
Who are we to say that's wrong?
Exactly, it's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not my vision of happiness or my vision of living, but if this is where they find their happiness, bless them.
Great.
Like, you know, it's great for them.
Yeah.
You don't have to see like the world and the good and the bad, because there is a lot of bad in the world, unfortunately. You know, you don't always have to awake yourself to the reality of the world. Like, you know, it's something that you can do if you want to, but you don't have to. So if their world, you know, if it's enough for them to be in that little bubble, great for them. It's like the Matrix in a way. That you don't have to wake up. You can just stay stay sleeping.
Yeah.
And be happy for the rest of your life, and it's okay. But it's not like what I believe is really living though.
Yeah.
And I think you're the same. Like, you know,
I'm the same.
I could not.
But I saw it. I saw that.
My cousins are like that, man.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my cousins from my mother's side, they're all like that, man. They're not interested in traveling. They're like a bit afraid of the world.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
But they have that bubble. And that bubble, I also see the attractiveness, right? I understand why they're happy. And it almost, like, I've thought about replugging into the Matrix, you know? And it's so appealing sometimes. But then you're like, no, like, I've seen so much. Plugging in would be even worse, you know? It's stuff
because
like that where
it will feel like a prison for you, man.
Yeah.
For you, it will feel like a prison. It's like putting you in a cage. you know, a bird that's staying in a cage all his life, he doesn't know.
It's okay. Yeah.
It's okay. If it's when you take it from outside and you put it in, that then like
Yeah.
he's fucked.
Right.
So
That stuff's crazy.
yeah.
All right, but we're at about time. Again, tell everyone where the gym is, what we're looking to do, community gym, what's going on.
So basically, the gym is gonna be like Changshou, Winning Lu. So it's gonna be in limit like, you know, Putuo,
Yeah.
Jing'an kind of. I'm bad with
Line
geography.
13.
There is a few lines, but like
Line,
line 13,
line 7, they all kind of get there.
There is like a
Yeah.
lot of there is easy to access to the gym.
Yes, very easy.
Yeah, we're like in a nice building, 11th floor. Like it's I think we're gonna be there for 2 years. Like
Okay.
I stand for 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so we're gonna be for 2 years there, and then we're gonna see. My goal is to have a bigger place at some point. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
If it gets bigger, there's a lot more people, maybe we need a bigger place sooner.
and the goal for me is always gonna be to try to bring as much as I can for my community.
Yeah.
That's always been the case. I never change on that stuff. Like it's always been like that.
You've been amazing in community ever since we did like the body weight, like the
Yeah, like,
calisthenics
you know,
stuff.
casting
You
outside.
know,
like
that's how I met Aiden. I'm
Yeah.
still friends with Aiden.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, you see, it's always something that for me had a lot of importance.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, that's how I grew up, man. So I grew up. That's what took me out, like, you know, of you know, depression.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we talk about that stuff years ago. Like community changed my life, man. Like, you know, being able to be around people and I know, you know, you can see during COVID, man. COVID
Yeah.
was hard on people.
Hard.
Some people, the people that did the best was people that were linked to communities.
Correct. 100%.
Like-
If I didn't have my friend base,
You know?
there's no way I would have made it.
It's
and
hard,
even
man.
with my friends, I was crying every other day. I was like, what the fuck? Like I had some rough days. So it was good to have, you know,
You
real
mean?
friends.
So definitely, so the goal is like, yeah, really having that gym for people that want to belong to somewhere. Want to belong to somewhere, want to have people like-minded that try to push each other up. The goal again for me is trying to find people that really try to pull each other up.
Yeah.
Like I work at PI still, and you know, I'm a bit involved in PI, but it doesn't change the fact that my gym is gonna be like what I really want to put my energy on.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone that wants to smash some face, go look for Jowad. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Do, 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 do.